Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Drop. And we got some leaks, guys, and we got a sample leak of the supposed Curry 13. And of course, it's a sample. It literally says sample on the inside of the shoe, but it is a sample, so it's probably near it'll probably look very similar to this shoe, of course. Also, we got some better pictures of the Zion 4. But yeah, in this black and kind of like mint colorway, it looks pretty dang good, and it's just a really simple design. But also, we have a nice picture of the outsole, right? So yeah, what is going on there? What is going on there? It says Air. So if you look at the actual shoe, we have a window, right? We have a window in the midfoot area, and it's clear, obviously, and it's probably exposing the drop-in midsole, I'm guessing. You know what I mean? So it's probably using a drop-in midsole, hopefully like the Zion 3. But then if you look at the bottom of the shoe in the forefoot, what is that? You know what I mean? So it's like a fully translucent outsole. And then you can see the drop-in midsole from the bottom of the shoe. That's a pretty interesting take. You know what I mean? I don't think have I ever seen that done? Like usually you don't see the actual like bottom of the shoe, right? So for example, like this shoe, like the Player One Plus with the fully translucent outsole, you take out the drop and you can't see the drop in from the bottom of the shoe. You know what I mean? It's just the outsole. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe they just made it so that you are able to see it from the bottom of the shoe, but either way, look at that. It looks like a zoom unit. It's a very it encompasses the entire forefoot pretty much, right? So yeah, that'll probably be kind of crazy, and hopefully it's like a Formula 23 drop-in midsole foam. If that's the case, that'll be amazing, right? So I mean, the Zion 3 had really nice cushion, I really like the drop-in in the Zion 3. However, the overall shoe, the Zion 3 SE, right? But the overall shoe, the traction just wasn't the best. So with this kind of like pattern, look at how freaking thin the grooves are. You know what I mean? Why? It doesn't look like it'll be durable at all with this kind of like outsole pattern. So that kind of disappoints me. We got Zion's logo here in the heel, but I'm very curious to see what the cushioning setup's going to be. But it looks like it's a 4-foot zoom unit, but the Air Zoom, usually if it's a 4-foot zoom unit, it says zoom in the forefoot, you know what I mean? And if it's a heel zoom unit, it says zoom in the heel. But then in this shoe, it says Air Zoom in the midfoot, which is weird. And then we can see on the bottom of the shoe that it's a 4-foot zoom unit. But also, it looks like it's a drop-in midsole, and I'm curious as to what the drop-in midsole foam is going to be. But yeah, we have this colorway as well, but also we have this orange colorway. The lateral containment feels like it's gonna be really, really good. We have this kind of is that all plastic? Is that also plastic? Yeah, you can see in this orange colorway, you have that kind of foam or plastic material in the forefoot and midfoot, but then above that, we have that orange kind of pattern on it. What is that? Maybe it's a fuse material or a really thin fuse maybe? But that'll, of course, add a little bit and help with the lateral containment. But yeah, I mean, I do like how it looks. You know what I mean? The overall Zion 4 does look pretty cool. It has a very simple design. Also, yeah, Jaylen Brown, guys, with the 741. He was wearing this gray colorway. I actually ordered the shoes early October, October 10th. So it's been what? November, December, and pretty much it's been 3 months pretty much. Where are my shoes? You know what I mean? It's a $210 shoe with tags. It's $250. You know what I mean? Oh my goodness, they got. I also emailed them and they said they're gonna ship it out 2 weeks ago. So I still haven't heard from them. I emailed them last week again. But yeah, they're just I don't know what they're doing. But anyways, so there is that shoe. And also for the DVD3, we have a dismantled look at it, right? So the DVD2 SE was one of my favorite hoop shoes of last year. Absolutely freaking amazing. So I'm very, very excited about the DVD3. It looks really, really interesting, right? So we got the outsole. The outsole pattern looks pretty crazy, right? There's a lot of grids on it. It looks like, crazy pattern. But also we have some parts of it where it is exposing like probably the midsole, right? Like here in the forefoot, we got a very long rectangular shape, as well as in the midfoot. That's probably gonna expose like the midfoot chain plate. But hopefully the traction is good, and I have no doubts that 361 is going to have really good traction for their DVD3, because all their shoes pretty much have really good traction, right? But what's interesting to me is this plate thing that they got going on, right? So if you look on the lateral side of the shoe, we have this like triangle shape, and it's kind of like raised. So what is that? You know what I mean? Like, what does that do? And also, if you look at the actual plate, we got that pink part, and it kind of like goes sideways on the lateral and medial side of the shoe. And then in the heel, obviously we have that plate as well, and it kind of like goes around the heel as well, but then it leaves the actual foam not caged. You know what I mean? So for example, like the Big 3 Future, they had the entire carbon fiber plate literally cutting through the actual midsole. So effectively you're cutting the foam in half. You know what I mean? So you have you have your foam on the bottom, the plate, and then another foam, and then your foot, right? So your foot is only feeling the top part of the foam. You know what I mean? There was no kind of like cutout in that carbon fiber plate. But then if you're looking at the DVD3, we have a cutout in the heel as well as in the forefoot. So of course that's good, but you still have like that plate. It'll have good torsion support probably, but I'm very curious as to what that shape is doing. You know what I mean? But as far as like how it looks, I like how it looks. It looks pretty cool. And then as far as the foam goes, I believe they are using a quick CQ Tech foam. Like you can see the foam here in the forefoot. It'll probably be very nice. Hopefully they're using a soft mesh shoulder board. The material, however, does look a little bit like a downgrade though. You know what I mean? They are using a synthetic material. Well, hopefully it's not too stiff or anything like that. But yeah, I am very excited about the DVD3. And of course, last but not least, we got a leak of the Curry 13. And okay, so yeah, I mean, it's a long time coming. You know what I mean? Like literally every single Curry Flowtro, right? So what do we got, right? The Curry 1 low Flowtro, Curry 2, Curry 4 low Flowtro, Curry 4, Curry 6 low Flowtro, right? So that's 5. And then we got the Curry 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 10 shoes. 10 shoes, guys, with the exact same Curry Flow outsole and midsole, pretty much. Not that much of a difference in my personal opinion. You know what I mean? 10 shoes, guys. That's insane. And then we got the Flow Future X 2, I believe it was. Like just, oh my goodness. So like, yeah, like I saw this, I was like, yo, they changed it up freaking finally, right? So I'm gonna say this, right? So if you look at the actual kind of like back of the shoe, that's crazy. That's crazy, right? Okay, so let's start off with the outsole actually. So the outsole, okay, first of all, this is terrible design. Like, why would you leave the forefoot that open? You're literally effectively cutting a third of the surface area out from the forefoot. Like, why would you ever do that? Why is there such a big gaping hole in the forefoot? Like, why is that there? That doesn't make any sense. You know, because grip, traction, the more surface area you have, the better grip you're gonna have. I mean, I guess with Flow has really good grip, so I guess you don't need that much surface area, but like, why would you do that? Like, you're cutting out so much from the middle of the outsole too. That's just why. That's just weird, you know what I mean? But yeah, we do have a different pattern. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, we have a different pattern, right? Also, we do have a decoupled outsole as well. So in the forefoot and also in the heel, we have separate pieces. And then in the midfoot, we have the Roman numeral 13, of course, for the Curry 13s. And it seems to be, is this plastic? It looks like plastic a little bit. So yeah, it does look like it's extending into the forefoot just a tiny bit. But yeah, that's obviously there for torsion support. And then in the heel, we got his family's names. We got the Under Armour logo in the middle of the heel, as well as probably a softer flow, maybe? Softer flow, I don't know. But also in the forefoot, where that big gaping hole is, we can see another foam. So are they using, well, I mean, they're probably gonna be using Flow, but it's different. You know what I mean? They're using probably like a harder type of flow for the actual outsole. It's not all combined in one. And then hopefully they're using another like softer flow for the actual kind of like foam underneath your foot. You know what I mean? Like how every single other shoe does it, you know? But they are exposing it a lot in the forefoot, and you can see it there, but again, like that's a terrible design in my personal opinion. Like make it a little bit smaller, you know what I mean? Like why are you cutting out the surface area so much in the forefoot as well as in the heel? And also if you cut out so much surface area, the durability also suffers. You know what I mean? Like you don't have as much durability because you have less surface area. So anyways, there's that. Also in the inside of the shoe, it says sample. So again, like we don't know if that's actually how the Curry 13 is going to look, but it does look like a pretty finished product, right? Also for the tongue, we can see Curry's new logo, which again, I'm not a huge fan of. I like his old logo way better. But in the toe box, we have a lot of fuse. We got a good amount of fuse there. And then, yeah, we have a squiggly line. And it looks like it's kind of like heat pressed, you know, for this material, which will probably stiffen up the material, add a little bit of support. But again, stiffen up the material, right? So, yeah, not a huge fan of the material choice in the Curry 13 so far right now, but we'll have to see on how thin it is. It's probably going to be a thin material, however. And then in the back of the shoe, it says Under Armour Flow. So obviously they're using flow, but we can see the outsole, right? It's coming up in the heel, wrapping into kind of like the midsole part, but that's flow, right? That's probably flow for the outsole, but they're probably using like the harder part of flow and making it more durable. And then we can see also the midsole part, right? It's separate, right? And also in the heel, for kind of like an external heel channel, we have his logo as well as it's like a water drop shape, which is kind of cool, right? But yeah, that's pretty cool. I like what they're doing here, right? It's different, you know? Which 10 shoes, 12 shoes going in, you know what I mean? Like we've been waiting. I've been waiting, you know? But okay, now on the side view, we got, okay, so for the flow outsole, it kind of comes up, you know, acting as a sidewall like at the tip of the toe. But also the outsole goes to cage the foam, like the midsole, like the flow midsole. You know what I mean? It's just weird. I'm just not used to seeing this from Under Armour. You know what I mean? But yeah, we got the midsole part, and then we got the flow midsole part, and then we got the flow outsole part. It looks like, and then in the midfoot we got like that plastic, you know, probably plastic midfoot chain plate. And then we got that crazy kind of like heat press material. We got rope laces. It looks like rope laces, right? And then we got a mesh tongue. And then kind of like that heel part looks crazy, guys. It comes up like crazy. Is this kind of like a high top almost? You know what I mean? Like a mid top? Is this like an inner booty actually? Like a mesh inner booty? It kind of looks like it to me, but not really. But look at how high that heel part is. That's kind of insane. But yeah, it kind of looks like the Curry 7 to me a little bit. You know what I mean? Like the 7. But I am very excited and very curious to see what they did with the cushioning setup. Like, what are they doing here? You know what I mean? But I really do like how they changed it up. But as far as like how it looks right now, I'm not a huge fan of how it looks, you know? But anyway, tell us what your thoughts are on the brand new kind of leak of the sample of the Curry 13, and also what do you guys think about the Zion 4? But anyways, that about concludes this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.